So in the last lecture, we saw that if a user is not logged in and if we don't pass the access token of the logged in user with the request, we will not be able to perform CRUD operation on our Firebase database because there we have updated the rules. So if I go to our Firebase database and here if we go to the rules, there I have changed the rule and now I'm allowing read and write operation on this database only if a user is an authenticated user. Now, in order to authenticate a user from the client side, what we can do is when we are making a request, like when we are making a request for creating a course or reading a course or updating a course or deleting a course, we can send an auth query parameter in the request URL. And we saw how we can do that in our last lecture. Now, if we use that approach where we can set the auth query string for the request and assign it with the access token, we will have to do that step for all the requests which we are sending. So for example, we will have to auth query string for this request where we are trying to read the course. We will also have to add the auth query string to this request URL where we are trying to create a course. Then we will also have to add that auth query string to this request URL where we want to update the course and to this request URL where we want to delete the course. So instead of doing it one by one for each of these requests, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an interceptor. So what we will do is in this app folder, I'm going to create a new folder and I'll call it as interceptors. And inside this interceptors folder, I'm going to create a new file and I'm going to call it as auth.interceptor.ts. Now, an interceptor is nothing, but it is an injectable service class. So from here, I'm going to export a class. Let's call it as AuthInterceptor. Okay, let's also decorate it with at injectable decorator. To use it, we also need to import it. All right. Now, in order to create an interceptor, this class must implement HTTP interceptors. Okay, and when this class is implementing the HTTP interceptor, this class has to provide an implementation for intercept method. Okay, if you see this intercept method, it is taking two parameters, the request and this next handler. And what it is going to return, it is going to return an observable of type HTTP event. Now here we have the request object which we are sending from our Angular application. So using this request object inside this interceptor, we can manipulate this request object. Now, how do we want to manipulate it? We simply want to add an auth query parameter to this request. And that auth query parameter will be added for all the requests which we are going to send from our application. So inside this interceptor method, we need to write a logic to attach the access token to the auth query string of this request. For that, what we will do is first we will create a selector. So let's go to authSelector.ts file. Okay, here I'm going to create a selector and I'm going to export it and I'm going to call it as get access token. You can name it anything. Okay, now to create a selector, we are going to use this create selector function. To this create selector function, first we are going to pass the feature selector, which is auth feature selector, and as the second argument we are going to pass a callback function. This callback function is going to receive the current state, and from within this function we are going to access the user object, and from that user object we are going to access the access token and we are going to return it. Okay, now let's go to our interceptor. There, let me also go ahead and let me specify a constructor because now we need to inject an instance of store class inside this auth interceptor. So here let's create a private store property which is going to be of type store. And to use this store, we are going to import it from NgRx Store. And here let's also specify the type as app state. And let's import it. Okay, so now we have an instance of store. Using this store, we can simply say this dot store dot select. What we are going to select? We are going to select get access token selector. And this is going to return us an observable. Right, on that observable, let's use this pipe operator. And inside this pipe operator, I'm going to use exhaustMap. Okay, and to use it, we need to import it. Now this exhaustMap, it is going to take a callback function, and this callback function is going to receive the access token. So this here, it is going to return us an observable. That observable is going to return us access token. So here we are going to get the access token. I'm simply going to call the parameter as token. Okay, and inside this, we are going to check if there is no token. Okay, so if the token is null or undefined. In that case, we are simply going to return the original request. We are not going to change anything in the original request. So from here, let's simply say return next dot handle, and we are going to return the original request. We are going to send the original request from here. All right. Otherwise, if the token exists, then what we will do is first we will create a clone of the original request. So I'm going to call it as modified request. You can name it anything. And here we are going to clone the original request. We should never change the original request. That's why we are going to clone it. Okay. Now, when we are cloning this request, in that request, in the cloned request, I want to set some options. Basically, I want to set the query parameters. So for that, again, we will use this params property. To this, we're going to assign request dot params dot append. So in the original request, we are accessing all the parameters, and in that parameter, we are going to add a new parameter. Now, what parameter we want to add? We want to add the auth parameter, and the value of that auth parameter should be the token which we are receiving. I hope this is clear. Here we are creating a modified request. In that modified request, we want to have everything from the original request, including the parameters. But in this parameter, I want to have one more query parameter, which is this auth query parameter, and its value should be the token which we are receiving from this get access token selector. And then we are going to return this observable from here. So here also let me use this return keyword. As you can see, from this function, we need to return an observable of type HTTP event of any. Now here we are returning an observable, but with that observable, we are not returning any HTTP event. So here, again, just like how we are using this next dot handle, here also we are going to use this return keyword, and then we will say next dot handle. And now instead of returning the original request, we are going to return this modified request. Okay. So now before a user has logged in, we will not have any access token. So in that case, the access token will be null or undefined. So at that time, the original request will be used. But once the user has logged in, or once the user has signed up, we will have an access token. We will have a logged in user, and for that logged in user, we will have an access token. So any request which we will send after the login, that request will have this auth query parameter assigned with the access token. Now here we have created this interceptor, this auth interceptor, but our Angular application does not know about it yet. So we also need to register it. And to register it, let's go to AppModule.ts file, and in there, in the providers array, since we want to provide an interceptor, here we need to pass an object. In that object, first we need to specify the provide property, and here it should be HTTP interceptors. And then which interceptor do we want to use? For that, we can use this use class, and here we can specify the class name which contains our interceptor. In our case, it is AuthInterceptor. And finally, let's also add one more property, which is multi, because we also want to allow this application to use multiple interceptors. So this I'm going to set it to true. Okay, so we have registered our interceptor here. All right, let's save the changes. And with these changes, now let's go to our application. So here we already have a logged in user. And now you can see we are able to fetch all the courses. Because now when the request is getting sent, with that request, it is also attaching the auth query parameter with the access token. So here I can fetch all the courses. If I want, I can also edit a course. And let's simply click on this update course. So now you can see the course has been updated. Let me also reload the page so that it will fetch all the data from the database. So in the database also, the title of this course has changed. If I want to delete a course, I can click on this delete course button. And when I click on this OK, it will delete that course. And if I refresh the page in order to fetch all the courses from the database, you will see that now it is fetching only 2 courses, because in the database, the Node.js course is also deleted. And let's try to create a new course. So again, I'm going to create that Node.js course. Let me copy this title. Let's go back to our application. Let's paste it there. Let's go ahead and let's copy the description. Let's paste it here in the description box. Let's say author is Jane Smith. Price is 79.99. Let's select a course image. And let's click on this create course button. And now we are also able to create a new course. Okay, so the complete CRUD operation is now working only if we have an authenticated user. If a user is logged into our application, that logged in user can only perform the read, write, update, and delete operation on the courses. And in this lecture, we achieved it via passing the access token of the logged in user with each request by creating an interceptor, this AuthInterceptor. Alright, so this is all I wanted to cover in this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.